This is my view. Good afternoon. I thought that today, since I've basically just been shoveling and hauling mulch and leaf mold for the last week and a half, maybe planting a few seedlings, but that's about it. I thought today would be a great day to kind of introduce myself. I realized I haven't really done that on this channel before. So my name is Ruth Campagna, like lasagna, and I love gardening. I'm a homesteader. Right now we're just kind of starting off, so we've been homesteading for about 3 or 4 years, and so far we have ducks, chickens, we have livestock, dogs, and pets, and then we also have cats, and that's about it for right now. So I got a bunch of fencing this year, and we're going to be putting up a big enclosure area, and so we'll be getting goats. Eventually the idea is that we want to get some cows. I'm specifically looking at like the mini cow situation, and I hope it's not too windy right now for you to be able to hear me. It's a windy day. So one of my main focuses, other than raising animals for things like milk and meat and eggs and stuff like that, is to have a food forest. And the reason why I love food forests is because it literally just started snowing. Oh my goodness. What do they say? March comes in like a lion, goes out like a lamb. It's April. It's supposed to be lammy weather. It's supposed to be lamb weather. It's snowing. So tonight, or what I'm doing with the food forest is I'm planting tons of fruit trees, and then I'm planting other edibles around it too. So I'm trying to create kind of a 7-story system. So I've got the trees, which is one layer of a forest, and then we've got the shrubs, which would be things like blueberries, raspberries, things like that. We've got a herbaceous layer, which is going to be mostly herbs, but there are some other ones that are good that are food. We've got ground covers, we've got root crops, we've got vines, things like kiwis and grapes. I know I'm missing one of them, but you get the idea. So the last few years, I've spent most of my gardening time focusing on making a food forest that is self-sustainable. So I'm filling in all the niches. I'm filling in all the niches of the food forest so that as it grows, it can kind of self-perpetuate and take care of itself. So I'm really excited to see, this is the 3rd year that we have the food forest and most of the things planted. So I'm excited to see what it's going to look like now that we've gotten past like the beginning grow phase. My husband is home. That makes me so happy. I love my husband. Okay, that's another thing about me. I am completely in love with my husband, and I hope that you get to see a bunch of him on this channel because he's just like the greatest guy ever. And so and then I have 3 children, and I'm not going to be putting them as much on the YouTube channel or on Instagram. You probably won't ever really see their faces just because I kind of want to keep their anonymity as much as possible. So we've got the food forest, we've got my vegetable garden, and the vegetable garden is really a wonderful thing too because we're doing the no-dig method, and instead of, I don't have a huge access to things like manure or compost. I mean, we really just started getting the compost system ready to go last year. So I've been using, for the last 3 or 4 years, I've been using leaf mold as the cover and the soil builder for my no-dig garden. And so far it's just been incredible. And so I'm excited to show that to you guys as the year comes along and we start getting things growing up out of the earth and flourishing. But we live in a barn on family property. So there's my in-laws, they live right next to us, and then we have aunts and uncles. We used to have grandparents. Unfortunately, they passed last year, so they're no longer with us. And so we live in what was a workshop. We call it the barn. And so this year is going to be a big year for us because we're going to start renovating that and turning that into the home that we want. So in the meantime, we basically have a 1-room bedroom with the kids each have their own little twin bed, little section. And then my husband and I have a bed, and we have a wood stove, and it reminds me very much of like a Laura Ingalls Wilder situation in the evenings when we're reading stories to them and the wood fire is going. And so I'm treasuring these moments with them in this really tiny environment so much. I think this might be some of the best years of our lives, and I'm a little bit sad to think that they're going to be getting their own rooms this year. So I might draw out that process just a little bit longer. We'll see. But we do have a kitchen and a living room and a bathroom. The bathroom is basically its own little room, but then the kitchen and the living room, the dining room, they're all together. So we kind of have like a 2-room place right now. We've probably got everybody living in about 500 square feet. So it's small and it's cozy, and I love it. And I'm going to be sad when it changes, but I'm also very excited to have our own space and just kind of be able to spread out a little bit, to have storage. That's a big deal. We have no closets right now. So this channel is basically going to be about our journey as we develop the food forest. I will be making a new food forest this year, so you'll be able to see me as I start out from the very beginnings of a food forest from scratch and how we build that. And then we'll also be able to see what a food forest looks like in its 3rd, 4th year, and then onwards as we keep making these videos. So I do a lot of permaculture techniques when it comes to gardening. We have tons of pollinators everywhere. I don't like to have straight rows of everything, so I like to say that my garden is organized chaos, chaos with a plan. And we are starting bees this year as well. So we've got the beehive up on the hill, and I will be showing you as we do that. But right now we're just trying to catch bees. Considering the fact that it's snowing right now, it might be a little while until we get some, but everything's set up for it. We've got an electric fence around it to keep out the bears. And then on that hill with the beehive is also going to be a lavender hill. So it's going to be basically just lavender in a tiered type garden. And so I have to dig those tiers because it's a very deep or steep hill that these gardens are on. So that is a process, and I'll show you as I do that as well. So this is basically going to be a vlog, and hopefully there will be some good how-tos on it and tips and tricks and stuff like that from what we've learned. But in the meantime, it's really great to get to know you as we go, and I hope that you enjoy what you see. And if you do, please like and subscribe because there will be lots of content coming out. And thank you so much. Have a wonderful day. It's getting cold. Oh, I should have put on gloves. Have a wonderful day, and God bless.